Hey everybody, Blind Way back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Calvin.
I'm Eric.
And we were watching the Shannara Chronicles.
Yep.
And this is going to be our quick review, spoiler-free.
Yeah, non-spoiler.
Yep.
None. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
For, what?
Where's the spoiler?
No, stop it. But no spoilers for the Shannara Chronicles for their, it's an MTV series.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, after watching it, it's interesting.
I really had no idea kind of what we were getting into. We had seen the trailer a while ago. I actually didn't really remember a whole lot from the trailer. But it's kind of one of those things that I felt like if I might not ever watch, but is right up my alley, you know?
Yeah.
Like when Harry Potter first came out, I was like, I know I would like that. I'm not going to watch it because I'll just like it. And then I ended up reading the first book and
loving it.
Loving it so much. So much, getting obsessed, and I have too many things I'm obsessed about.
Yeah.
You know? And I felt like this show, while it wasn't I didn't think it was the perfect first episode I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It definitely intrigues me, especially with the lore. I really like some of the ideas. I love some of the casting. Others I'm still kind of waiting to see, if, the younger cast is always really hard to cast, but I think they did a good job for what they have to work with now. Maybe they'll, as we get into the show, maybe some of the characters will really start to take hold and go for it. But as of right now, Mano Bennett's character, I love.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I mean, we can probably say their names too, because I think they're all in there, but Alana, right?
Yeah.
His character
I'm going to continue watching the show just for that.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Alanon.
Alanon, yes.
That's his name. We love him so much.
I said it and looked at you to see if I said it right, because I've been putting the N in the wrong spot.
Alano.
Yeah. Alanon.
Alanon.
Like Abaddon.
Like Abaddon, but Alanon. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, I remember that now. But Alanon, his character is really cool. I like him. Just his intro, and then all the way through. Every time he was on screen, I was enjoying it.
I definitely perked up every time he was on screen.
Yeah. So all that stuff's really cool. Eric, you mentioning about Harry Potter too. That this also is derived from a book series as well.
Yes, it is an adaptation.
Yeah. Now none of us have read the book series.
We have not.
It's a 3-part thing from what I understand, or 3 books at least.
Yeah.
We might look into that at some point, but we just.
I mean, I'm kind of interested to just watch the show and be surprised with the show,
as opposed to Harry Potter or Game of Thrones.
Everything that I get into, I'm like, well, I'll watch the first season, or if I'm a season behind, I'll watch the whole first season. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna wait all summer. I'm just gonna read it all in 3 days. I do that, and then I'm the guy that's like, well, in the book it did this. It's like, shut up, just watch the show.
Yeah. Melanie does the same thing as well. So.
Yeah.
But all right. In the beginning, too, we also met Amber... What was her name? Amber...
Which one?
Ambrosia.
Her. No, not her. What? Ambrosia?
I don't know. I'm just making up a name. I don't know the names yet.
Not Atreya. Amberbell or something like that.
Arabelle.
Arabelle?
Arabelle.
I thought it was Amberbell.
No, it's not Amberbell.
Amabelle.
The princess.
There's the princess we met.
Yeah. Is that a spoiler? She's not a princess. I didn't know she was a princess until halfway through.
What?
You knew she was a princess 5 minutes in.
Okay, 5 minutes in I didn't know.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense, because Anyway, so we meet her. She's a neat character. She's kind of empowering, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely pushing the boundaries and everybody's expectations for, what a female elf in society is supposed to be like.
Yeah. These are definitely the most judgmental elves I've ever seen in any fiction.
Really? You don't think that not George R.R. Martin, J.R.R. Tolkien's elves are not judgmental at all?
No, they're very judgmental, but they're much more benevolent, I feel like. Whereas, and they also, I don't think they go against their female warriors.
All elves, I think, are very mean towards, non-elves, right? Yeah. But not towards, them.
Have you ever seen
with mean?
The exception of, now I can't remember her name.
Tariel?
Yeah, Tariel. Have you seen, an elf in battle? Female elf?
Yeah, Galadriel's, the most powerful of elves.
Galadriel, yeah.
She's
she's one of the 3 Helm's Deep or something like that.
I mean, you can't go off of Tolkien. Tolkien had Eowyn.
Yeah.
I mean, I am no man. That's awesome. That's empowering.
Yeah.
I'm not even a woman. I was empowered. I'm like, woo!
You're just lifting up your shirt. What?
Can't control myself, Calvin. I was inspired. Anyway, yes, the elves in this don't like that our princess is achieving things.
Trying to be more
than what her station would say she should be.
So anyway, that character's very neat. I like her.
Yeah.
And then I also like our half-elf dude, Will.
Will?
Who has like the only normal name.
Yes.
Probably because he's half-elf, he's half-human, right?
Yeah.
So he's Will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find out later his name is like Williford the Second or something like that. I don't know.
It's Will.
It's Will.
Yeah.
Will Osford or something like that.
Is that his last name? Osford?
Yeah.
That's kind of a semi-common name too.
Well,
Sure.
he's the son of a...
Nope. He's not.
He's... I can't decide if he is good looking or goofy looking.
He reminds me of, and I don't know if he is or not, but he reminds me of, I think his name was Sam from Glee.
Okay.
He was a tall, blonde-headed kid with like big lips.
Sure. Calvin, you remember that character in Glee?
I don't know.
I don't know
No.
either.
No Glee.
No Glee.
Hmm.
This is like this is more Glee than it is Game of Thrones, but
Yeah.
but I enjoy it. It's a different tone to the shows that I usually
I mean, you
watch.
get some darker spots, whatever, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
you
Game
do.
of Thrones is like
Yeah.
Game of Thrones like you get some light spots.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
sometimes not terrible things happen.
Yeah, and it's a great show.
And like they make up for it with like boobs, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
well, hey, here's some boobs. Like, okay.
Yeah. With
I'll keep
Shannara,
watching.
it's the opposite. It
Yes.
seems very like that's one thing I like about the world.
Lots of teases of boobs, but no boobs.
The world seems kind of like bright and happy, and
For
most
being
of
a
the characters seem good.
post-apocalyptic world of the decline of men, yes, it does seem very happy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fairly happy. And then there's like some dark moments in it. Game of Thrones the other way around.
Well, I mean, it's like the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring. You know, everything was like cheery and green, and there wasn't a whole lot of like fear in the normal people because, you know, there was no threat. You know, people in the Shire and
Yeah.
they were living normally.
True.
But then, you know, later on, as the evil spread and Sauron gained power, spoilers
This is a
Hey,
non-spoiler.
this is a non-spoiler review, Calvin.
of anything, no spoilers of any kind for anything. Shut up.
Cut that.
Like,
Obviously, you're gonna cut that out.
I hope there was nobody standing outside your house that heard that.
There's
like
burglar-
that.
like
That's
a
how
burglar
much.
murderer out there, like, what? I'm gonna kill you.
He just runs away.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to mention is just that yes, it is bright and cheery, but there are moments in this, especially with the antagonists of this story, that are so dark
Yeah, as I was saying, like
and
it's very
so
bright,
brutal,
yeah.
and I'm like, I almost can't believe I'm watching something that's gonna be airing on MTV.
Yeah.
Like, is this gonna be airing like at 1 a.m. or
I don't remember what time it is. I
like
should look at
after
what time.
midnight or? But anyway, so
Yeah, that's.
No, we have our Will person, and then we also had another person we met. What was her name?
Betraytron.
Betraytron? No, Atreya.
Eritrea.
Betraytron.
Atreyu.
Atreyu.
She's a
Atreya.
Decepticon.
Atreya.
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 Who she's interesting too. We can't really talk too much about her.
Yeah,
we might
she's
spoiler some stuff, but
like-
she's a neat character. And then you have like John Rhys Davis's character, which
Yep.
I liked him.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he was definitely very fitting in his
He's-
role.
Well, I got
mean,
a
he's
little
fitting in
confused with
every
him.
role.
Well, yeah, he is, but I got a little confused with him because he seems so like nice and happy in all of his like his line readings, but like story wise, it seems like sometimes he might be more of a dick.
He's had a hard life.
I guess, but he seems like I don't know. I got just a little bit of like a couple different vibes from him that I felt like didn't gel super well.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me being ignorant of the lore a little bit.
I don't know. He certainly seemed to let his. Well,
Yeah, we don't know about
yeah, can't.
He showed his dick. It was one of those dark moments that like, I can't believe we're watching this.
Oh god. But as far as like those main characters there, I think those are kind of like the main ones that we really saw more
Yep.
Yeah.
through most of the series, or most of what we watched anyway. And then as far as the world's lore, that one really intrigues me more too, and I want to watch. I want to see more of what they do, and if they they expand on like the background. Expound. That's the word.
Yeah, I imagine we will, especially with. I didn't expect all the demons to kind of have their own backstory. It seems like, should I even say this?
Probably not.
I was saying, it seems like some, like, well, I mean, they released in the trailer the idea that this tree, the leaves fall and demons come out of it, right? Mm-hmm. And I kind of thought they were just going to be a little bit like cut out carbon copies of each other.
Like Demon Knight?
Yeah, but these seem like to be like characters in the sense that they have like stories to tell as a bad guy of the week.
Like so far what we've seen, each one has been unique,
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is very cool. I'm not going to say any more about that one. But yeah, I understand what you mean with that. And I don't know if each one has their own specific story. But I see what you mean about like each one seems unique as opposed to just, well, that was a
carbon
demon,
copy,
that was a demon, and they're just a big army, like orcs. Yeah. Whenever you had the orc army, like all of them were just orcs. They just ate
Maybe his deck just lined up perfectly this hand. The main demon guy, like he's drawing the demons that he needs perfectly. Everything just lines up. I really like the world. It seemed very
green.
Earthy. Yeah, green.
Most of the world's green and bright and vibrant.
Yeah.
It felt like I mentioned when watching it, Enslaved. What was it? Enslaved Odyssey to the West or Journey to the West, something like that. But it's a very like post-apocalyptic world that's green. But as far as the world, we kind of want to see more of it too. We've seen a few, like they've named a few places in it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they kind of expand on what they'll show as far as that too, and they don't just stay in a lot of the kingdom-y places. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I hope at least sometimes, like maybe some of the smaller or maybe even some of the larger places, like actually carry more recognizable names that we might see. Oh, that rather than just totally, all the geography is different from what we can see, but like maybe sharing some of the place names over.
Like they go to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Or they go to
like it's even bigger and even deeper now. I think that would be kind of cool, but
that'd be cool.
I'm interested to see where the story goes. Whenever it's like a pilot, or it's just television in general. Sometimes with like big epics like this, that's meant to be seen like as like a huge story. It's hard to get like a good resolution, for like an ending for a specific episode. I felt like they did a decent job of that. I felt a little unfulfilled. I'm like, I gotta watch the next one, which that's good. You want that.
Yeah, you definitely want like a drawing.
True, but I do hope that we never get to the point where we feel like we're never getting any resolution, and it just feels like a story. It's never ending.
Like they feed you a little bit to answer one question, and then they like ask two more questions and then cut it off.
As long as they give answers though, as opposed to when we were watching another show that we went 6-7 episodes in and didn't have a clue what was going on, and was just getting frustrated that we had no answers, no resolution of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Little resolutions here and there as we learn more stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
So that'd be good.
What show?
Heroes.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say.
I was like, I forgot about it.
Like you guys were like
Eric
obsessive.
was like, I'm gonna give up on the show.
I never gave up on this show.
So
I was always gonna finish the season.
Their main thought on the show, like Eric, do you think it's a good show to continue watching, or is there like does it draw you in enough?
Well, I'm definitely wanting to watch what happens next because I mean the show did end with one of those moments where you just want to continue. So I mean, and I think I liked enough of the characters in the story and the lore to be intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard for a show of this size with this scale to really tell a story that you can care about that quickly, So I'm interested.
Okay, Calvin.
I really appreciated a lot of the unique lore of in other fantasy settings and stuff. We always have trees having importance, like the Tree of Gondor. In Game of Thrones, the Were trees and stuff like that.
Well, creation myth too, like like the Tree of Life and the Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil.
Yeah, there's always some kind of tree, but I like how this one, it's kind of follows that same thing, but it's a completely different take on it at the same time.
Yeah,
and I really enjoy like the way everything just works together.
Yeah. No, I will say that, like, didn't you? I got the feeling, and this is completely upsetting. Maybe Aaron, you don't want to use this, but when watching, I felt like we could so do a Zelda series.
Yes, I've been saying.
No, I'm just saying, like, you could do it on television. Like MTV could do it, because look at they did this. Like, of all these things, like if I knew what those ruby things are that he has, like this is a spiritual stone. I'm like, you know, is it that?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we need to start doing our own stuff.
I know.
I really like from an MTV standpoint, I haven't watched a whole lot of MTV really, you know?
No.
And this show really feels like, you know, Manu Bennett, or however you say his name, has been in, you know, Spartacus on Stars, and he's been on Arrow, you know, and like
he was
him
a Hobbit.
Yeah, and him being
he was the main orc villain of the Hobbit, all 3 movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
he wasn't a Hobbit.
Yeah.
No, and just him.
Mr. Frodo,
just him.
I am here to help you get to the mountain, but I do not know the way. Gandalf.
With him being in this and just the scale and the way it feels, I don't feel like I'm watching MTV. I feel like I'm watching Stars or HBO or something. You know, like it just feels like a bigger thing. So I really like it. I'm interested in watching more of this.
Stars rated PG.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does not feel like I'm watching Stars.
No, it's not not as crazy as Spartacus. It's not as crazy as Game of Thrones.
Yes.
It's
which is fine.
It's something that it's something that parents can let their teenagers watch.
Sure. Unless they, I don't know anything.
All right, but I mean, I want to watch more. I'm interested in seeing more. So
definitely
make sure you guys tune in to MTV. It's gonna be on January 5th, which is gonna be tonight, unless I get this up earlier. January 5th. I'm not exactly sure what time. I think it's like 8, but I could be wrong with that. But it's a 2-hour special.
Okay.
So make sure you guys are tuning on that and MTV January 5th. And we should have more reviews and reactions and different things like that for it.
Well, at least have a reaction to the first episode.
So
because we already recorded it.
Keep an eye out for all that stuff. Check out blindwave.net for everything Blindwave. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And until next time, I'm Aaron.
I'm Calvin.
I'm Eric.
And we'll see you guys later. Eric, button.